What up? It's Fred Ray, the guy who started Rain City Capital back in 2009 when private lending wasn't exactly the cool kid on the block. Welcome to Good Nuggets, a podcast that's as much about the failures and holy shit moments as it is about the wins. Here's the deal. I've watched people go from nearly walking out of the door to becoming absolute powerhouses in this business. We'll get into the weeds with loan officers, talk strategy with fellow lenders, and swap war stories with entrepreneurs who have been there. No fluff, no corporate BS, just authentic conversations and practical takeaways you can actually use. So grab whatever you're drinking, get comfortable, and let's get after some good nuggets. Okay, so let's fast forward. How many times did you think about quitting? And how many times did you actually tell me that you were quitting?
Okay. Oh, this is fun because I don't think a lot of Rain City people know our journey for the first couple of years either, just because we've grown so much. The first year, you have to remember, as we just talked about, I was really successful here and I knew nothing over in this side except for real estate. Mm-hmm. And so I was learning everything new. I was like, is this what I want to do? I hate math. And I was like, mathin'. So I was like, fuck. Yes, I swear to. Thank you, Rain City. And I probably the first 6 months wanted to quit several times. Like, what the hell am I doing? Because I was also driving. Several times,
20 times, 15 times, 10.
I only remember 3 in particular that I'm like, okay, this is not for me. This is not what I want to do. And I told you once.
You told me twice. You tried to quit twice.
Did I?
Yeah, the first time you were kind of waffling on if you want to quit. I was like, Lesa, you've only been here for 2 weeks.
That was counting one of the times I was thinking it.
Yeah, what's going on? And then we sat in this office.
Yes.
7-ish years ago.
Yes.
And you were like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't do this. I'm never going to make enough money. Blah, blah, blah. And you tried to quit.
I do remember that. Yes, I was counting that.
So twice you kind of tried to quit, and then
yes,
at least as far as I know. So
yes,
you were definitely more times that you're at least trying to quit in your head.
Yes.
But there's only a couple times.
And then the last time though, when I was like, I'm doing it. I'm just gonna go into your office. I was so nervous and I was so scared. I'm like, nope, this is not the right thing for me. I'm done. I've never looked back ever since. And I think I've called you several times. Thank you for not letting me quit. Mm-hmm. Yes. And I'm very thankful on that. Yeah. It's just a transition.
It's tough.
It is. It's very tough.
I strive to listen, especially when people are going through, stuff like that. And everything you were telling me was this is going to be a right transition. It just sucked. Yeah. And you had to give up all these other things because, for me and for Rain City and just everybody in general, we just don't allow kind of dual things. Yeah. I was like, you can't be a wholesaler and make loans.
Yep.
Can't be a real estate agent and make loans on that same property. Double dipping is just, it's not to anybody's benefit except for the person that's actually doing the transaction. But anyway, I was so thankful that obviously for a million different reasons, you're the most successful loan officer Rain City's ever had. You got a few people on your heels, but
yeah, they're far enough away from my heels. It's okay.
It's far enough away. And you're motivated enough.
Yes.
It's always fun to go back and think about that.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of conversations just over the years of that part, but also just the maturation over time.
Right.
What do you think was the one thing that really helped you understand this business? Because, you went from real estate, you knew the vocabulary.
Yep.
And you worked with a million loan officers to help your clients buy a property. What was the, it may not be one, but maybe it's what were the things that really kind of was able to turn the dial? Because I'm sure there's real estate agents that may or may not ever listen to this and they're like, man, this business sucks.
I want to do that.
I have kids. I don't want to work on the weekends. Yes. I don't want to drive around. I don't want to do those things.
Right.
So whether it's Rain City or anybody else, what were if you were to give a little bit of feedback, or what were the things that really helped you understand this business and make that transition?
One, the company that I was with, you guys were, and it's true. I know the support that I had to understand what made a good deal on this side. I knew what made a good deal on the real estate side, and me as buying a rental and flipping, I knew what made sense there. So I knew what a deal was. So that was helpful that I already had that concept. But
you also flipped a house before and you had rentals, so you understood.
Correct. I understand that part. But this piece, training, but grit and not giving up and just understanding that you don't know something and willing to learn, I think is such a huge thing that people forget about and why that's so important. Like, we all are constantly learning in our lives. And as long as we say, hey, you know what, I don't freaking know this, but I am going to work at it and I'm going to keep on trying. And I'm going to admit that I don't know. I mean, how many times did I go to your office and be like, open up the whiteboard. I don't freaking understand this.
I don't understand what the hell is going on.
I don't understand this. And like, we spoke two different languages, but when we started understanding, you understood how my brain worked. I understood, okay, I just need to be upfront and honest with you. Like, I don't get this. Then we were able to figure it out. So I think understanding what makes a good deal, understanding that if you don't know what you don't know and you have to ask for help, being at a company that will give you training and give you the support that you need. And really at the bottom line, it's pretty simple. Like, this is a very simple industry. Makes sense. You do the deal. You keep on doing it, repeat, doing it over and over again. You're like, do you not think so?
All of the loan officers that are out there that think this is a super confusing, like, will you please listen to Lesa?
No, it is so easy. Like, it's just like, does this deal make sense?
What about real estate? Like, why real estate? I mean, obviously you're loaning money and whatnot, but I guess like, what part about it makes it make sense for you? And do you currently invest?
What about real estate? So being in banking for so long, you get to meet so many different clients and see so many different bank accounts, right? And so
big ones, little ones
in general. I felt the common theme to the most successful clients that I've met in my life were they've invested in real estate. So I wanted to get in the game somehow. So that's why I'm here and doing what I do. And then, yes, I do invest. I just started investing in real estate recently. So yeah, I did my first flip last summer.
Did you make money?
I did not make money. I did not make money. It was pretty much even. I think we were in the red, a couple grand.
That's not bad.
When it was all said and done. So it's not bad.
It's a great education.
Big learning experience for me. Huge learning experience for me. I did invest in the triplex in the Portland area.
Okay.
It is not cash flowing currently, but I'm renovating the third unit, and I think once I have that rented out, it will be. And especially if rates come down, I could refinance out potentially. And
don't plan on that.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm at a 7.75 right now, so I think could be an opportunity to lower my payment there. But no, that just started investing last year, and I'm getting into another flip here soon, and closing here in the next week in Beaverton.
Oh shit!
So yeah.
Well, you got to keep us updated on how that one goes.
We'll do.
Like, usually people post about it on Instagram when they make money, but I don't necessarily post about it when they lose money.
Lose money, yeah.
It's important though. I remember like the first time I flipped a house. I'm terrible at flipping houses. I totally crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. I didn't do jack shit to the house. I basically wholesaled it, but I ended up buying it and I sold it like 3 weeks later.
Oh,
like 75 grand.
Didn't do anything to the house.
And dude, it was I mean, windows broken, everything. I just got a really great deal and I flipped it to another investor.
Oh, wow.
Second deal, money. Third deal, lost. And not like a small way either. I was like,
oh, really?
I learned pretty quick that I'm not organized, nor do I care about how beautiful a house looks at all. Like, I don't know, just never. I'm like, all right, cool. That's a cool house, man. Yeah. I like how I totally live here, but dude, fuck that. Like, how much money is it gonna make me?
Right. That's ultimately what matters, man. I mean, it's true, really. Yeah.
That's funny. So what would you say to a loan officer coming in the business that's like, I'm trying to get in? What advice would you give them today? Because obviously, like, the business is evolving a lot. What advice would you give a new person coming in that wants to go and crush it?
Probably know your shit, at least enough to not, when you're talking to somebody, right?
Yeah, or at least make it up on the fly.
Sure, yeah.
Like, I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, that thing, yeah. Let me find out. That's a great question. That's like my classic line when someone stumps me. That's a great question. Let me get back to you. I want to make sure I give you the right answer, So know your shit. Know your shit enough, too, that you can actually do what you say you're going to do. I think a lot of new loan officers get caught up in that because they get confident enough that they'll go talk about it, but they're actually not solid enough to do the thing that they think they're doing. Whether it's down payment or fee or a location or project, whatever, right? So basically being able to do what you say and then fucking grind.
Yeah, follow through with your promise. What does grind mean?
I think depending on how you want to interact with people and how you want to reach out to them and get your name out there is different. But if I was going to sum it up, it would be about availability and presence, right? Where are you showing up? And when people actually try to reach out to you, are you available for them?
Yeah, picking up the phone.
Yep.
I remember there's one loan officer. I was like, this guy doesn't fucking sleep. Like, when his phone rings, he always answers it. It's the craziest shit ever. I'd always test him at like 11 p.m. with someone else's phone. I'd fucking call him, and dude would pick up the phone. I'm like, you have issues, okay? Like, there's like such thing as boundaries, man. Like, turn that fucking thing off. I was like, dude, that's wild.
But see, it doesn't even have to be the phone either, right? We got loan officers that crush on social media.
Yeah.
And you could be laying in bed talking about deals on, Facebook or Insta or whatever, right? Yeah. So like, however you feel like you can be present and be available, just do that. And that's the grind piece for me.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I was never a great salesperson. So like for me, because I'm not a great salesperson, I'm not the hit the phones guy. I'm the relationship one. So like once people know me, kind of like actually shit, like edification, right? So like once people know me, they trust me, and I know that I'm not going to like fuck them over 100% of the time they come back because they know I'm not going to screw around with them.
Yep.
And tell them the shitty deal or whatever, right? So I'd always go and find the people that I know could give me a deal.
Yep.
And then I would try to build a relationship as much as I could. So yeah, I mean that was my version of grind. It wasn't talking to the actual borrowers. It was talking to the people that would give me a warm referral.
Yep.
And the people that give me a warm referral, like, and the referral partners love me because I didn't drop the ball. But I think it's a little bit different for everybody. But finding that grind too, finding the things that you're good at and hitting that, and versus not.
Exactly.
I have a really good background in residential lending, so I understand that, and I had an understanding in commercial lending, and I'm like, oh man, I can bring these two together, and it could be really pretty cool, and I could make a solid 6-figure income, and it's going to be awesome. And it wasn't at the beginning. It was really hard.
Why was it hard?
We as an organization, we've grown a lot. I dabbled and helped in training people after some time here. But we didn't have that in the beginning. And I've told you often, like, you suck at training people because it's not what you want to do. And you talk about this, like, if it doesn't fill your cup of joy and make you happy, like, you don't want to do it. So you don't do it. You don't try to do it, and you don't do it well. And that's okay. Like, I know what you're good at. You've got a weird, beautiful mind, and that's good for you. Sharing knowledge all the time is not one of your superpowers, and you accept that. And so it made it hard in the beginning to be successful. You had to be, kind of listen to other people's conversations, and I came in a weird time where the person that I thought was going to be my trainer had stepped out the door and went on to do other things. And so it was myself, my boss at the time, Jeff, who was brand new to hard money or private money, and then my counterpart, Lesa Say, the queen at Rain City. And she was brand new to it, and like it was a lot of blind leading the blind, trying to figure it out. And it was hard in the beginning. It really was. Part of it was I just didn't know where to go to look. I have all these contacts that I've made that are dentists and own office buildings or own gas stations or own restaurants or have 60 or 80 or 200 unit rental properties, or people that have a primary residence, and that's not what I'm looking for anymore. So I started looking in the wrong spot. It took a while.
Fishing in the wrong pond. All right, so that was 6.5 years ago.
Yep.
6.5 years. Summation is, probably going to be tough, but like, what maybe some highlights or lowlights over that time period? And
yeah, I've talked about this to countless people. One of my highlights at Rain City was the first real kick in the ass you ever gave me. I'd been here for about 3 months, and you called me into my boss's office, and you're like, all right, I'm going to give you a loan scenario. You tell me what you can do. And I'm like, duh. You started throwing stuff out there, and I tried to bullshit my way through it, and you're like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Well, the reason why I went in there is because both of you guys, because you're homies, right? You guys are slapdicking around in the office. So I sat down in front of, that office, and I was like, what do you know? Yeah. And if you're slapdicking around,
shit.
If you're slapdicking around, you better know your shit.
Yeah. And it was great. I won't forget it. I remember, feeling down on myself and like, fuck, man, I really don't know what I'm doing. And being mad at myself, being mad at Jeff, being mad at, just at everything. And being like, all right, this is not going to define me. And I got a call that night. I was sitting on the couch with my wife. I got a call from my buddy Birch, and he's like, so I'm assuming you're going to quit because that was pretty rough. I'm like, fuck that guy. No, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back in. And it still took about a month or so. I kept going to events. I had a very fortunate opportunity where we were, we had a booth at an event. It was here in the Pacific Northwest. It was a large event. There was, 12, 15, 1,800 people that showed up. And that's the time I look back where I'm like, that's the moment. Right then and there, spending, 12 hours a day for 3 days in a row, manning a booth and just elevator pitch after elevator pitch after elevator pitch, and just fine tuning that short little, like, I got to get your attention. And I mean, I still have some borrowers to this day from that event. And I mean, it really turned things around. And I went from putting no loans on the board to, oh, here's $1 million, to, well, here's $3 million, to then like, fuckers, $10 million. What now?
Moral of the story is I love real estate. I wanted to get into my own real estate ventures from like a residential standpoint privately, and just our own investment portfolio and start that, but I just didn't know how. And so I just kind of
jumped. Then you got Ian that's
right
chirping at you all the time.
Ian is like, the glass is always half full, which I love and appreciate, but you just have to weed that out. But basically I got in at the worst possible time.
It was a tough time.
And then I got into this job at the same time. Mm-hmm. But I think because of that, it supported both ventures. It made me better at this a little bit quicker, because I was learning on both sides. And then I also feel like it gave me a whole different perspective for just investing in general, and just kind of what I would do moving forward. But what I like and don't like.
Yeah, I mean, you were like spending time with, a bunch of like rich company or like Fortune 100 or whatever companies, and they're just, moving stuff around, doing these big old projects, and then you're like, holy crap, people are out here flipping houses and doing these projects for $50,000 and hopefully making money and all that fun stuff.
Well, that perspective was different, because everybody's like, oh, you probably are really good at this because you were doing this, I was around design and construction all the time. I ran budget schedules, all the things. And I was like, it's completely different. It must not even, like, it shouldn't even be called, both of them shouldn't be called real estate.
Yeah.
Because they are night and day. Commercial versus residential is completely different.
For sure.
So it was a learning curve. There were some things, obviously, like just construction overall in general, how to build a budget and schedule, line items, all that kind of stuff obviously transferred.
Yeah, project management in general.
And project management.
Like, hey, how to get through stuff. And
yeah.
that makes sense.
But
There's some things that translated, but
yeah.
Well, and so someone coming in absolutely cold, the first year, what was that like?
It was tough, especially because I get reminded by those in that year that it was one of the toughest years to come in.
Yeah, April of 22. Holy shit. That was, I remember in April of 22, I sold like $20 million worth of loans to a group in the beginning of April. And their buy rate was like 6%. The next trade that we did, it was like the same dollar amount at the end of April was 8.25%. I was like, what are you guys doing? So yeah, definitely a crazy time right when interest rates
were amazing.
Spike.
We were doing like 7.99 or something like that with rates, and but I was just starting out, and so I was just trying to build my book. So most everybody I was going after were first time borrowers, and then I think September we cut off first time borrowers.
Yeah, I think so.
Cold turkey for I don't remember how long, but that's when I was like
4, 5, 6 months. It was wild.
So very, very devastating. But then I just kept on. I mean, it took a lot longer than normal. But I also kept telling myself, because I'm a competitive person by nature, I feel like a lot of people are in this role. But I also took it to have more of my life back a little bit, to be happier, to have more flexibility, to be there for my family. And I just kept telling myself that. I'm like, I'm not going to burn the oil on both ends anymore. If it takes a little bit more time, it takes a little bit more time. But I was also upfront and honest with, I think you, but also Ian for sure. I was like, I don't know what the expectation is, but I'm definitely not going to go from that lifestyle and jump into that same lifestyle again.
Yeah.
So I just had to keep that in mind.
I remember driving with you one time, actually, when we went to the auction, and you were like this close to quitting. I don't remember when that was. That was probably like right around a year.
Yeah. It was, I think it was right before a year, but yeah. It was because it sucked. I mean, it did.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
I'm just like, it was used to, and I know a lot of people come into it, but it was like, nothing I'd ever done has taken that much ramp up before. And
used to having a little bit faster success.
Yeah. 3 months was always my timeline of like, it takes me 3 months to get it. If I don't get it by then, which has never happened from a career standpoint, but like, you know what I mean? Like, things just start rolling and clicking, and then you're like, got it. But like, from a knowledge standpoint, it did. But like, this industry, I think what keeps me interested in it, what keeps me going, is that every day is different. Every conversation is different. Every deal is different. So it keeps you on your toes. So it's not the same mundane.
Yeah, it's not super repetitive, that's for sure.